Hello Orchid friends, welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, staying healthy and staying safe. Today we're looking at a primary hybrid between leuddemanniana and venosa. This orchid has been in my collection for a couple years, and this should be its second time in bloom. This time around, it elongated its original spike and gave me 2 flowers, and then at the same time it was also growing a new flower spike, but that flower spike didn't produce any buds during this blooming cycle, but I believe next year it will bloom from that new spike. I quite enjoyed this orchid's bloom because, first of all, the size of the orchid is relatively large, and if you look at the bonus footage that I will include at the end of this video, you'll see in comparison this orchid's bloom is bigger than the other 2 leuddemanniana hybrids that I have. This orchid also is really fragrant. Now, because I don't have venosa in my collection, so I actually don't know whether the fragrance is more taking after venosa or leuddemanniana. Well, I should say I don't know whether it's taking after venosa, but I can tell you it does smell kind of like leuddemanniana, but with a little bit different. There's something different about it. And then this orchid also has very interesting, I guess, yellow edges, and that definitely comes from venosa. The bloom stays open for about a month, a little bit over a month, and then they started to show signs of fading. But when they're in bloom, you can tell the blooms are pretty substantial and also very waxy. And I also really like the lips. The lips absolutely reminds me of leuddemanniana's lip. The magenta color with some fuzzy hair on the tip of the lips. So all in all, I quite enjoy this orchid's bloom. At first I wasn't quite sure, because if you look at the species venosa, the flower shape somehow just doesn't really speak to me, so I wasn't quite sure how this orchid would look, but thankfully I think the overall flower shape is still very much similar to leuddemanniana's flower shape. And here is a video when this orchid is in full bloom. In addition to the blue outer cup, I also put the entire orchid into a ceramic pot because this orchid was being a little top heavy. And you can tell later that this orchid's leaves are quite long and the leaf span is quite wide. And because the medium I use is moss, and this is moss with no hole, no drainage hole, so it gets a little top heavy, and I wanted to ensure that this one doesn't just tip over from the growing rack, because when it falls, I guarantee you there will be some leaf damage or even flower spike damage. The newest leaf looks great and very waxy. I think this orchid can continue to stay in this method, in this container, for another year or so. Initially, when I put this orchid in this method, it did not have very good root system, but after some time it started to put out really good roots, and now it's just lots of roots. I can barely see the moss, so probably after a year I'll have to think of, you know, a different method to grow this orchid, and I'm thinking I'll just put it in in organic media. But whether semi-hydro or traditional setup with drainage holes at the bottom, I haven't decided yet. We'll see. And if I do something to this orchid in terms of the setup, I'll definitely make a video and give you an update. And starting here, we're gonna see some side-by-side comparison. Today's orchid is the one on the right, and then we do have two other leuddemanniana hybrids in my collection that were in bloom at the same time, so I put them side by side to give you a point of reference. And the first one is my Telu, the one on the left. This is a cross between Tetraspis and leuddemanniana. And this is my leuddemanniana cross with Yafeng Nice Girl. This orchid is the first leuddemanniana hybrid I purchased. Gosh, 7 years ago? It's been a while. But this one in the middle is the smaller one of the three in terms of bloom size. But this one does have that creamy white background, which some leuddemanniana does have. And then the last one is my venosa and leuddemanniana cross. So this one, you see the yellow, you see the red, but there's really nothing white in the background, so it's a little different. Even just amongst leuddemanniana species, there are many different cultivars. Some leuddemanniana have a little bit more white background. Some leuddemanniana have a lot of red and a lot of that concentric circle marking. So it just all depends on the individual cultivar. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!